Hello there, and welcome to the Imitation Game for today, August the 3rd. We're starting off with Phil's base. We're going to skip the first couple because they're pretty easy, obviously, at the very beginning. If you're really low level, then, you know, you'll figure something out. I'm guessing you only have heavies and Zookas, so go. Or maybe AZ, you do things. I don't know if you have smoke. Not worried about it. So, Phil, what is that's a face, Phil? Is it waving? That little guy waving, maybe? Waving face, Phil? Phil 2. Phil Jr.? Well, maybe Phil Sr., I don't know. Stage 2, pretty straightforward. And then Beggy. I assume Beggy. For Stage 3, also breezing right through. And you'd kind of expect this from the Imitation Game, because as a maxed level player, the first couple, not a big deal. And then I hit this. I hit Stage 4, and I was like, what is this? Trillavovo? Frank. So I hit Frank's base, and I'm going to tell you right now, I ended up dumping my troops because I was like, what the heck is going on? It's actually a pretty clever base. If you were, say, a lower level, it could be a bit of a problem. Now, if you are said lower level, what I would suggest is cruising up the right-hand side. There's fewer mines there. There's some free energy that you can pick up. I tried to show that by throwing critters at it, but of course the critters were out of frame. It's a problem. There we go. So go around the right-hand side, pick up a little bit of energy, stay out of range of the really scary stuff, and then when you get to that very back corner, cut across to the other side, then you can like pick up a little bit more energy and start pushing in from there. What I am hoping is you are able to go around the boom cannons that were located more to the left. Obviously, you're still going to have to deal with that grappler. That grappler is big and nasty and is going to do bad things if you don't account for it. The other option is obviously smoke some Zookas right in there and just pop it from the back. Now, I know you guys were probably wondering about that extra smoke at the end. I'll tell you this, there's a reason I got a crystal on that last level, you know what I'm saying? Luck really, and just happened to hit a smoke. But, sounded good, right? Hopefully, I don't know. Now, Stage 5, I almost feel like Stage 5 is as easy as Stage 4, maybe even a little higher, just because the two things you really want to shock are smack dab in the middle of the base, right beside each other, so you can get a lot of barrage, I guess, AoE damage in there, which is always good and handy. But also, this is a grid base, and I don't know if any of you have stumbled across grid bases as you've gone through and played this game, but I freaking love them because one shock can hit like 9 buildings, and you're gonna farm up all kinds of extra energy if you're using Grens, because you're taking down that first layer of defense, but the grenades are just going off all over the joint, taking down all the other bases. It's absolutely friggin' beautiful. And we'll cruise straight through to Stage 6. Stage 6 actually took some thought and actually took one of my tanks, ultimately. Just because, one, it has huge blue statues boosted. And really, I was not playing smart. I didn't do the energy conservation as maybe I should have, but I didn't really care. So what the idea is, get rid of that grappler and both prototypes, because they're gonna do horrible things to your troops. And then I launched bullet kind of like dead center, right in front of that boom cannon, right where it's gonna get shocked by the shock launcher and have all the shock launchery funness. And then I landed all my troops on the left-hand side and just let them push right on in. Now, where this could have been improved is had I properly removed boom mines. As you can see, one of my tanks is a little bit hurt cruising through there. But overall, really nice way to not have to throw down shocks on that initial landing, because it is kind of hairy. And then, obviously, as you push through, you can use those shocks to keep all of the troops alive, because that's kind of where you want to go with this, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm weird. I'm like, I don't want to lose my troops, but that's okay. I pushed into the center to take out as much of the defenses as possible, and then dragged everything over. I chose the right-hand side. You can choose left or right. Maybe the left would have actually been better, because what ends up happening here is my bullet follows the free GBE trail all the way down into that back corner, which means he gets stripped away from my tanks, who roll up on the boom cannons, and as you can see, the boom cannons start turning and firing at my poor troops, and unfortunately, one of them is able to get a shot off before I get my critters out there, because I was like, not really paying attention, just thinking like, oh yeah, this is a nice easy stage, no big deal. But Boggs92, with a little bit of a hidden redirect for bullet, definitely earned himself, well, I guess Boggs wouldn't get the intel for that attack, but whatever, anyways. So, stage 7, we've got final Phil 7, and I decided to go AZ because these corner bases are the bomb. They're so easy to just AZ right up the side. I couldn't say no. I had to do it. Now, what I did try to do with that barrage was take out the extra building and kind of stagger it off, because that flamethrower has, I think, 14,000 hit points total. So if I rely a little more on my artillery shot to finish that flamethrower off, totally worth it to take care of the extra building. I ended up not going quite far enough, which means I ended up having to do 2 artilleries, but not a big deal, because now that I have finally perfected my gunboat energy statues, I got the energy to spare. I'm not too worried about it. So I didn't clear the boom mine right there. It's not that I missed it or anything. It's just because I had to use a little bit of extra energy in that back corner. I wanted to just, you know, take it on the Zooka nose, if you would. It only cost me 1 whole Zooka, so like not a big deal. And then once you get into the back corner and your troops get in, it's just a few clicks and a nice easy win. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully that was entertaining. Hopefully it was helpful. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.